recording. Oh, well, Natasha just left, so hold on.
I'm back.
Natasha, do you need a potty break? Hold on.
No, it's cold in my office. I need a hat.
Go get it. You're fine. We can wait. Oh, there you are. There you are. I always have a hat on. I feel like I have lived this entire winter in frozen mode. I don't know what it is about this winter, but I'm like constantly freezing and kind of angry about it all the time.
I get ya.
Okay, so are you recording it, Chelsea? Sorry. You are? Okay, perfect. All right, you guys, welcome to Sunday Night Teen Zoom. I'm super excited tonight, you guys. I know we're going to have some more people that are going to hop in here, and obviously we're recording this, but this is something that I'm so excited that Natasha was cool with hopping on with us tonight, because I know she has a full plate with her team and all of the different trainings that we've been doing every single week. But you guys, this is a really incredible opportunity to hear from not only another 200K, but a Lavelle millionaire. I think all of us would aspire to be able to be in that position. I know I'm certainly trying to get there. So tonight's going to be awesome. So I'm just going to have Natasha kind of just open up and share a little bit about her story. And then I'm just going to ask her, some different questions. And if you guys have questions or want her to elaborate on something, just, say something in the chat and I'll pick it up and then we'll kind of just go from there. So Natasha, there you go. So if you just want to share a little bit about, I don't know much about your story. So this is exciting. So tell us a little bit about what your journey has been with Lavelle and what life was like before Lavelle, and that would be great.
Can you say hi to everyone?
Hi.
This is part of my life. Okay, you can go have marshmallows. So before Thrive, that little guy there was only 3 months old when Thrive was introduced to me. So very little guy, and Jacoby was 2 with night terrors. So I was exhausted, right? Exhausted beyond 3-month-old, 2-year-old with night terrors 3-4 times a night. Insane. Insanity is really what it was. And before then, I was a brick and mortar business owner. So I had 3 studios where we did personal training, massage, and nutrition. And so, I was out of the house working to live the dream 15 hours a day. So I put my kids in daycare and, go live the dream, see all my clients, do all the business stuff. And, yay, we're living this dream, but I wasn't home and someone else was raising my kids. And not to mention, I was exhausted. I was burning the candle at both ends. It was horrible. And I'm like, gosh, this is what being a mom and a business owner is. This is really the dream. Let me just say, this was horrible. And Facebook, honestly, it was Facebook. This is crazy. And I want to share this part too. So me and Chastity weren't friends. But one time in Tampa, we had lunch with a big group of people. And she friend requested, we talked, we're like, hey, I'm Natasha. Hey, I'm Chastity. Hey, let's connect on Facebook. We connected that moment, never once had a message to back and forth, never once commented or liked on any of our stuff. And on August 15th of 2014, her shared fan page story popped up into my newsfeed while I was laying in bed exhausted. And I was like, what is this and who is this? I don't freaking care who this is, but what is this? I need whatever this is. And so literally my message to her, my very first message to her was, hey, I read this story you shared on your fan page or on your profile, and I don't even know how we're friends. I don't even know where we met, but I think I need what you just posted about, and I don't want to talk about it. Just send me your link. Literally, that's how it was, guys. So if you get somebody who's like truly like just nasty, it's okay. They may turn into your next millionaire. I don't know. But I was just tired. And that story literally was speaking the life. Like every time my head is shaking. Yes. Like, yes, I'm spinning my wheels. Yes, I'm on a hamster wheel. Yes, I'm exhausted. Yes, I'm impatient. The whole story, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And I'm like, I don't even know what this is, but I need this. And I'll be straight up honest. The package arrived. I was a customer, ordered as a customer. Did not get a deal, didn't ask for a deal, didn't wait for a deal. Like, just give me the product, what I need to order. And it shows up. I never once saw that silly sticker anywhere. But I had this third box, this thin box that I opened, and I'm like, what is this? And so I messaged her. I'm like, okay, I understand capsules, I understand shakes, but I ain't wearing no silly sticker. It ain't happening. And she's like, it's step 3. I promise. Just trust me. And I'm like, I don't even know you. So I said, well, I'll wear it, but I'm not going to put it anywhere. Like, she's like, put it on your shoulder. And I'm like, no. It's going on my hip. Like, nobody's going to see this silly sticker on my body. And so the product had to prove to me that it worked before I even would share the fact that I was wearing or doing something, right? And so it's kind of like when you go to a new restaurant, you're not telling somebody you're going to a new restaurant until you went to that new restaurant and you like it, right? You just don't, you're not posting much about it. We post about a good experience. We share about a good experience. So, she was like, well, just put it on your shoulder. I'm like, no, not happening. But I did put it on and I did wear it. And what I loved was the simplicity. As a nutritionist and personal trainer, there's so many good things out there and there's so many bad things out there, but nothing was simple. Anything I would find that was good quality, it was like a small formula. So if I wanted this and this and this and this, I needed to have multiple products to get the result that I only knew was what I could get, right? I had no idea that you truly could have the top level premium at a cost that is affordable. Truly, what we have in our hands is affordable for what we're getting. The quality is like no comparison to the price that they put on our products. And so I was like, okay, let's see what this does. So guys, I started as a customer. I started on August 15th. And September 2nd was when I clicked the promoter button. And I would tell you exactly why that was. They told me I could get my products for free as a customer. Until those credits hit my cloud or hit my customer account, I didn't believe it. So once they hit my customer account on the 2nd of September, I then had now trust in the company and I clicked that promoter button. So I was an easy starter. I mean, I listened to directions, but I wasn't easy as far as like, yeah, tell me more. I was like, no, I'm good. Let me just see if this actually works. So, just bear with those people. I promise they have a big heart. They just have been sold way too many things and they just got to take their time and find it out on their own.
Yeah, I get that. I'm really stubborn as well. And I was like, no way this is going to work. And if it does, then I'm sold for life because I'm such a skeptic. So I completely understand that side. So, okay. So you click promoter button. And what was your thought process behind that? Because you're already working 15 hours a day and crazy mom life and all this stuff. So what was kind of the motivation behind that?
Well, I wasn't, and I was just asked this the other day, Kristen, and I really had to go back to that day, right? I had to go back to that moment. And I can't even tell you guys exactly why I did it because I don't delete any of my messages. So I'm like, when that person asked me a few weeks ago, I was like, oh my gosh, okay. I got to go back to my messages with Chassie, which took a long time, you guys. It took a long time to get back all the way to the beginning again. But do it sometime. Go back to the very beginning of those conversations with that person that introduced you to Thrive because it can bring back so many realizations. So we had only talked about free products until the moment I started. And when I got the free product, she's like, well, it's free to join as a promoter. I hadn't even seen the fact that I could earn money yet. But because I was a business-minded person, obviously I had my own businesses, I thought if I love this as much as I do on day 10, I'm going to start sharing it with people. I was already talking about it. So for me, it was a no-brainer to hit that button because I was honestly thinking, why would I share this with people and give her the referral?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about how much time is this going to take me. I wasn't thinking about this as a full-time career at that time. I wasn't. I was literally in love with my results, and other people needed to hear about it. I never once forced any decision or any next move.
Yeah. And this was how many years ago? How long have you been in?
It'll be 5 years in August when I became a customer. So 4.5.
Okay. That's crazy. That's literally a year and a half into when the company started, which is crazy. So that's amazing. So, okay. So what's it been like for you then? I mean, obviously I know, like we said, you're 200K, level millionaire. Like, what has this journey looked like for you? Because I know we were on, what was it, 2 weeks ago, and we were talking about how you're an introvert, and that's not necessarily your thing to like just go out and be talking to everybody and doing, the whole extrovert thing. So what has this kind of looked like for you over the last few years?
So for me, it's all about, I've always been a big believer in building my know, trust, and like with as many people as I can. That doesn't mean I walk into a room and I want to talk to everybody in that room. I walk into a room and I'm like, okay, who is the one person that maybe I can have, conversation with? And usually, and still to this day, I wait for people to approach me. So I've learned the approachable body language. I smile and, I just kind of like, hi, I will do that, but I'm not like walking up to him like, hey. Like, for instance, last night we had a birthday party. My son is in kindergarten, and it was one of his buddies from school. So here I am with my kids, and then there's all these other moms and these other dads, and it's like chaos. And here's this like clique of, there's like 5 or 6 of the moms standing around chatting, and here I am standing over here, and here's another mom standing over here. We're definitely the introverts. We're like, this is not our thing. And, she started to walk towards me, and I was like, okay. So the other person, still to this day, guys, 4.5 years into this, I still need another person to initiate movement and communication before, and then I can talk to them. Absolutely. But I won't walk up to a group of people and just say, hey, I'm Jacoby's mom. Like, it just doesn't happen. I just can't do it. But I will connect with that person. And so just in a short period of time, I ask them so many questions. I am so interested in them because it's more comfortable, right? So much more comfortable to ask them questions than to talk about yourself, or at least it is for me. I hate talking about myself. And so by then she's like, oh my gosh, we should become Facebook friends. Okay, never once did I talk about Thrive. Never once did I talk about what I did. But we became Facebook friends. And then this morning she messaged me and she's like, hey, I've heard of that Thrive stuff and I seen it on your Facebook. Can you tell me more? Because I built that relationship and I didn't want anything more than that from her.
Yep.
And that's what I continue to do.
Yep. I love that. So, okay. So obviously everyone's like, okay, sure. Well, we all build our relationships, but so, I mean, what is this journey to, everybody on here is like, would love to get to 200K, probably being a millionaire. Seems like, what the heck? And it feels that way to me too. So, what does that kind of look like for you? I honestly don't know anything about your story. I don't know your timeline or anything like that. So,
So I joined September 2nd as a promoter, and just the very end of the year we hit 200K. So 4 months.
That's amazing.
4 months in a time where people say nobody wants to buy anything, right? Everyone straight up says November and December are slow months. I hit 200K at that time. It's not slow unless you allow it to be slow. If you believe in your mind it's slow, it's going to be slow because you're not out there engaging with people. And so our journey was literally, I reached out to 13 people that I knew needed this product that I was already friends with. So I didn't have to worry about my introvert issues, right? I already knew them. And so in the beginning it was easy for me because I had built so many relationships over my time of being a human that I just reached out to him like, hey, you trust me. I know this product. I wouldn't steer you wrong. You need to experience this Thrive. I never pushed them to join me, but once they experienced it, they joined and then they blew up, and because we stayed focused on the product and the results, the business grew immensely. Like we flew through, we hit $1 million in sales per month at I don't even think we're a year and a half in. We were already as a team doing 1.5 million. And, we're not an opportunity-driven team. We're not. We are a product-driven team, and the last thing you'll ever hear me say is that I'm a Lavelle millionaire. Unless somebody introduces me as one, you will never hear that out of my mouth, ever. Because that happened because I had a passion for what the products have done for me. Still to this day, I wake up, take my capsules. I won't miss a day. None of you guys will either. And so we get so caught up in the opportunity end because we know promoters are what's going to build our business and our residual income. Absolutely. But if they don't love their experience, they're not going to promote well for you. They're not going to. It's just they're going to give up fast, right? Because they're expecting these crazy results. So we stayed focused on the product, 100%. We stayed focused on the 1, 2, 3. And we didn't have the plus line. We had Boost. Boost came into the picture in January, February. So I was already at 200K before Boost came in. So we didn't have this noise, right? I call the plus line noise because it's noisy. You're like, wow, what's going on over here? We were 1, 2, 3, and that's all we talked about. And people, it was so simple.
Yes, you guys, this is giving me chills because this is what I'm always talking about is we have to be customer driven because that's the thing is that a lot of times people are constantly trying to turn people into promoters, turning people into promoters. And I just saw one of the questions pop up is tips on getting promoters. Get customers who love the products and they're going to turn into promoters. Like it is like a fact, you guys, like passion drives sales, right? So you being passionate about your products and using them and then bringing in other people who are so passionate and already come in with a story. I mean, that's everything.
Mm-hmm. So, customers are everything. It is.
I love that. It's so good.
And here's the thing. Many times your customers don't even know they can become a promoter. So there's the other hiccup that we as promoters tend to forget about. We're like, oh, they're a customer. They love being a customer. I'm just going to keep loving them as a customer. Or sometimes we're not even like following up with our customers, right? We talked about that. Like, you're right. Yeah. And so like, please, I hope they keep ordering. I'm not going to reach out to them because I want them to keep ordering, right?
Just in case.
Don't reach out because they might like hit pause or cancel. But a lot of times, guys, every Thursday, so this is a tip that I do, and because sometimes having the conversation is weird for some people, it is for me. So every Thursday, it's Thankful Thursday. So on Thursday, I go back and look, who are the customers or promoters that create or who purchased that week? And they're my personals, like level 1. So I'll look and see, okay, these people went in. So if it was an auto ship, awesome. If it was new customer or it was just a random order, sometimes that happens from a previous customer. I'll look and I'm like, okay. And so on Thursdays, I send out a thank you note. Every Thursday, whether there's 0 or there's 10, I put time on my calendar to look who ordered and send thank you notes. In those thank you notes, at least once a month or every other month, that they order, I am saying, hey, just a reminder, if you ever want to chat about being a promoter, it's absolutely free and I think you'd be incredible at it, especially if they brought in some referrals. So I do it in my thank you notes as well as when I chat with them. So whatever you feel comfortable, at least tell them that that's an option and that you think they would do incredible at it. And they're like, I didn't even know I could do that. I've had customers literally say to me, I had no idea I could be a promoter. I'm like, do you not scroll to the bottom of your customer thing? I've even joked with them about that. I'm like, at the bottom it says become a promoter. They're like, no, never went that far. I'm like, okay. So just have that conversation because customers can be your absolute best promoters. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. So are you doing a handwritten note or something? Okay. Okay. Hey, team, totally Thankful Thursdays. I love that. Just being something that we do every single Thursday. And I think that would be something so good for us to adopt that we just all do together. So somebody make a note of that somewhere and let's do the Thursdays.
It makes you stand out. Think about the time you got a handwritten thank you note from somebody, right? Yeah. Usually an Etsy order, right? In your Etsy order, there's always a little handwritten little thing. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I literally got the idea from Etsy chick. I'm going to be honest. I was like, if I did this every Thursday for people who ordered, it's more meaningful. So I've had customers for 4.5 years. that have been with me every month, and every month they get a thank you note from me. Now, in those thank you notes, this is where I do my customer service. I know you guys talked about customer retention and all that stuff. I implemented quite a bit of that stuff to add to mine. And I have to say this, I got to brag for 1 minute. I've never hit VIP Auto Elite by the 15th, and I did this month because of some tips.
Woohoo! That's amazing.
I literally said to Chess, I'm like, I'm hitting Auto Elite by the 15th. She's like, you're like sweating to the 25th. And I'm like, yes, I'm sweating to the 25th. I had 13 of my 12 on the 15th because of implementation of what was taught in that training. So guys, you can learn all day long, but if you don't put it into action, you won't become the person that you truly can become, that 80K, 200K millionaire. We have to learn it. We have to put it in action. But on Thursdays, so White Label came out. I ordered an entire box of White Label just to put in my thank you notes for the month. So they get, and they love it. They're like, oh, it was so cool to get that White Label. Like, I didn't even know what it was. And so they get to try products. Little tip here, if you put DFTs in there, your postage is no more. But if you start adding like plus lines, like form and stuff like that, you'll have to add the postage. So DFTs are cool. Like if there's a new fashion that comes out, they're getting those in the thank you. Like, hey, check out the new fashion on this DFT. It's a cool thing. They love it.
I love that. So are you sending, so you said every single Thursday you're going through with whoever ordered, and then you don't send thank you notes to the same people every single month, or you do?
I do.
Every month. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
And so some months, like I have a little notebook of my customers and what I've sent them. So some months I'll say, hey, I have 2 trial packs for you. Your name's on them. Send me the names of 2 of your friends. Connect them in a 3-way chat. We've done that before, remember? And so I say it like I'm talking to them in this note.
Yeah.
But because it's handwritten, it's different. It's just so different. Like they actually read it and take it in because they get messages all the time, right? And so messages aren't a standout, but a handwritten note to them is standout.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm like, I got 2 trial packs. That's $40 worth of product ready to send to 2 of your friends. Who are they? Let's get you thriving for free. So that's how I also help my peeps get their free, the referrals. If I'm running a customer deal that month, I'll say, hey, just an FYI, I put $10 in your account for next month's order just as a thank you for being a loyal customer. Yeah. So I'll send them $10 in credits. But those are just little things that really aren't huge, but they are huge.
Yeah, it's going the extra mile and showing your customers that you see them and you appreciate them, because that really is the thing. I mean, that there's so many shiny objects in front of people's faces. Everybody and their mother is selling something. So when they feel like that you actually care and you're actually giving them, recognition and attention and gratitude, it really kind of creates this bond as well, where they feel like loyal to you, which is a great thing. So I love that, you guys. I mean, being a customer-driven team is where it's at, and I'm so excited to hear her say that, because I've always felt that, because customers make you money every time, promoters make you money sometimes, right? Yeah. I love customers so much, and then when they will do the trips, different things, I'm like, I gotta get promoters now. And I actually, just being honest, I actually hate that, because I just want to get customers all day long and then only get a promoter if it's like 100% they're super into it. So I'm so excited about this, because it just helps me see that I am aligned to the right way to do this.
And you guys, the biggest thing, I didn't even know it was called this, but there's this term called taprooting.
Yeah.
I've been taprooting my entire time with Lavelle and didn't even know what that word was. But taprooting is literally, okay, so say Kristen joined me. I am super excited. I'm comfortable chatting with her. I get her pumped up. I'm like, all right, like, let's do this and, share this and let's connect with this. I'm getting her so confident to connect her people to me. So I don't have to meet new people. I just work off of who she knows. And then we work off of who they know. I am taprooting every single day. I will be in 3-way chats all day long, and I will do 3-way calls all day long, because I am where I am because I help somebody feel amazing. And I want to help others continue to feel amazing. And so that is, I taproot. Just Google the term and you'll see a bunch of stuff about how to do it. Rob Sperry is incredible at explaining it. He's like, you taproot. And I'm like, I do what? But guys, let me go back to kind of my journey to get to where we are, because I think some people think, oh, you can just get there. And I know you guys are on a team that, a lot of people you see around you, your sidelines, they came in with a network, right? And so they come in and you see somebody just go to the top and you're like, gosh, I can't even get to 12K. Like, what am I doing wrong? It's not what you're doing wrong. You gotta forget about comparing. So literally I put my blinders on. I don't know what Susie's doing. I don't know what Joey's doing. I don't care what Rachel's doing. None of that matters to me. I'm focused on my customers, my promoters, their customers, their promoters and customers. Like, we're just focused on good, solid results with people. And so when I was working 15 hours a day outside the home, come home to a 3-month-old, come home to a 2-year-old, come home to a husband, come home to a dog, come home to 2 other homes, I didn't have time. But I caught the vision. If these people are feeling as good as I am, this product's working. And if I don't dig in now, I'm going to miss this opportunity. Because in your first 90 days to 6 months is when you are truly at your peak of excitement and you're just like on fire, right? You call it ignorance on fire is what people call it. I don't think it's that. I think it's just pure passion. And so you're reaching out to people. You're talking to people. You don't even care what you said to them. You don't even remember what you said to them. And I knew that because I was talking to people that I wouldn't talk to. And I'm like, okay, I got to keep going. I literally came home after we hit VIP 800 in like 5 hours. We hit VIP 1600 that same day. We hit 4K on day 3. We hit 12K on day 9. And we were 40K by the end of our first month. And I didn't even know what any of that stuff meant. I didn't even care. I literally, Chastity said, oh, you just hit 4K. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. She goes, you just earned $299. I'm like, oh, sweet. We were so focused on the product and the people that I truly didn't know what was happening in my cloud. Chast was keeping me updated. And when I got my first check, it was over $2,000. I'm like, okay, this is legit. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing, but this is legit. And I literally came home and I said to my husband, I said, I need 90 days. And here's what I'm going to do. And this is what it's going to look like. And this is what it's not going to look like. And I said, but I need 90 days. If you can give me 90 days, I promise you, with the work I put in and the passion I have right now, we will have a different life come 6 to 12 months from now. And he just looks at me, and I know there's some unsupportive spouses out there. So I just pray for you guys, because you'll break through, I promise. But he just said, okay. I said to him, guys, we had a 3-month-old. I said to him, you're going to have to take over. You're going to have to be mom. You're going to have to be dad. You're going to have to do it all. And he just like, okay. Like, I truly, was it worth it? Absolutely. But I do not remember Jax from 3 months to about 8 months. I don't remember that time period. Call me a bad mom. I think his life is pretty well taken care of at this point. But I said, I'm going all in. In the moments I had to go all in, I went all in, and I made it count, because those boys deserve that. And I gave a promise to my husband saying, give me this time, and I promise you we will be in a different place. And that's what I was out to do. I still had my clients 8 to 10 hours a day. I still had to take care of my businesses, or they would, they wouldn't survive. And I still had to take care of my new promoters, my new customers and everything. But I knew where this could go, but it took me stepping in to make that happen. And that's what we did.
I love that. And you're so right about that, as far as when you're in your first 90 days to 6 months or so, that is where your fire is. Because I remember me doing my very first live on the products, and I was like, I don't know, I just feel really good. These patches are awesome. And I remember Lisa being like, you can't say patches. And I was like, whatever, patches. And I just like ignorance on fire. And it's so true. Just even going, like you said, taking that time to go back and look at how you were feeling in those first few months, those first few conversations. And I was telling some of the girls here too on one of the Zooms is, if you're feeling like you're struggling a little bit with posting, you don't know what to say, go back to a time when you were on fire and look at what you were saying and how you were expressing things, and just pull from that excitement, take some screenshots, and, because it is true. I mean, that passion and that ignorance on fire really is a beautiful thing. And even just what you're saying too is focusing on the 3 steps. And that's the other thing. For me, I'm always trying to just focus on the 3 steps. I say a couple things about other steps every now and then, or, the distraction line or whatever you call it. But I really do think the key is focusing on those 3 steps, because that's the game changer for people.
Mm-hmm.
So are you guys still really big on focusing on those 3 steps? And
yeah, I mean, if there's, for some reason, Lavelle throws out a promo that's, new customer order gets free balance. Of course, we're going to educate on balance, and we're going to get people excited about why they want this promo for not only do you get Thrive, but you get balance, your plus line, right? We get excited about that thing, but we don't really, I got rest here, so I'll talk about rest every now and then. But a lot of times it's just the 1, 2, 3, because we know those stories on the fan page are on the fan page because of the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You're here because of the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
People aren't here because of Activate. They're not here because of the fit line. That became part of their story, but it wasn't the start of their story.
I love that. That's so good.
And so I go back to the core and I stay focused there. People ask me what about this? What about this? I just did a 3-way call tonight, guys. And the guy's like, this woman wants to lose a ton of weight. I'm like, I lost freaking 62 pounds, taking 2 capsules, half the lifestyle mix, and put the DFT 1.0 on. You can lose weight on just the 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
If you stop putting the crap in your mouth and you start doing the right thing for your body. It's just crazy to me. So I'm always I don't even start people on Black Label. I don't start people on Duo unless they're like, I am going to do Duo. And I'm like, fine, do it. Whatever. I think you'll like the 2.0 better, but I'm not going to stop you.
Yep.
And so, you just got to be real with people. And I think the more real you are, the more they're like, I like you and I'm going to keep ordering from you.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think, you guys, the beauty of the products is the simplicity. I mean, it really is. And when you start giving people all these different options of okay, well, here's your 4 different options that you could choose from for your DFT, or, all these different things. I don't even give people the option to start on the other DFTs. I'm just like, all right, you're starting on premium, because that is the place to start everybody, because Duo is not for everybody. Black Label is not for everybody. So you guys, that simplicity over and over and over and over again. And then people are going to try some other things here and there, but sticking to those 3 steps and the premium lifestyle, I think, is definitely 100% in agreement.
Oh gosh. And it creates duplication. So think about it. Whatever you say to your customer or your non-thriver, right? Whatever you say to them, that first conversation, that 3rd conversation, that 10th conversation, will they say, I can do what she does? Or will they say, I could never do what she does?
Right.
If they're saying, I could never do what she does, they will never be a promoter. They will never have the confidence to do it. So even to this day, I just got a new customer a few days ago, and they reached out. They're like, hey, because how many of you guys do Flex Friday, right? Everybody does Flex Friday. That's the thing of Chas's team. She started this whole Flex Friday. I boycotted it for an entire year. I hated it. But why I hated it, it wasn't giving me results. I was like, I'm flexing and I look like it's just not my thing. And I'm not getting any reactions other than thrivers. This is not, I'm all about results, right? So if I'm going to post something, I want to get a result from it.
Yeah.
And so I boycotted it. Guys, it's okay to boycott it, but what I found out, the strategy works. My language on my post was not engaging to the newest non-thriver. So when you do a Flex Friday, are you talking to your thrivers, which you can, or are you talking to that tired, exhausted mom yelling at her kids because she has no patience, and then that white label or black label you're wearing can give you all the patience in the world for those kids? That's how you get new thrivers.
Yep.
You can flex, but how does that flex relate to the life they are living?
Yep. Love that.
And so I brought back Flex Friday on my page. I'm back with a different twist of relatability to the non-thriver I used to be.
Yeah. I love that.
And so that's the biggest thing. But guys, just stay consistent. If you want to get to 200K, you got to work like you're a 500K. Just straight up saying. If you want to get to 12K, then work like you're an 80K. What does an 80K do? And that's what you're going to do. If you want to get to a millionaire status, well, then it's time to work like a millionaire. And when people always say, I'd love to do what you do. And I said, come spend a day in my life. You may change your mind. Because I don't sit back and ride it. There's some 200Ks millionaires that sit back and ride this journey. I'm in the trenches every single day because my newest promoter, their success is more important than my success. And if I'm not there with them through this, I'm doing them a complete disservice, and I shouldn't even be a promoter. I shouldn't even allow them to be on my team and join me, because that's not okay.
Yeah. I love that. That is a fact. And yeah, I mean, you have to act like what you want to be like, right? So if you want to be at a 200K status, then that's what you have to act like. If you're acting like, if you're shrinking back and you're like, well, I don't know, and you're not taking the time to be assertive and learn things and grow and act like a business owner, then you'll never actually get to the place that you want to be. I mean, you don't just all of a sudden get to 200K accidentally and then start acting like a 200K. Like, you absolutely have to be taking the reins of your business and not relying on me or anybody else to guide you or do anything for you. I mean, you have to be doing it yourself. And sometimes I see people who will be repeating the same patterns over and over and over, and they're just waiting for somebody to spoon feed them something or to say the right thing or to and honestly, like, I've never met a 200K who isn't somebody who just like has, grabbed bull by the horns and just gone for it, even ignorance on fire, like you said. So
you just have to go for it. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I remember my mentor. I've had incredible mentors through my entire life, and I had a mentor back when I was 17. And I was deciding, am I going to this college? Am I going to play over here at this college? Am I going to not play sports and go to this college? Like, what am I going to do? And, guys, the people closest to you, sometimes you're not able to have those conversations. So having an outside mentor that they're not part of your day in and day out life, right? And your 200K is part of your day in and day out life. They truly are. And so I remember that mentor saying to me, sometimes when you're in a journey, you're changing paths, you're trying to make something happen, you're trying to level up your game, or you're leveling up your journey in your career when you get down, I wasn't even in college yet. He's like, you're going to have to trust and ask questions to people that you don't know, but they are where you think you want to go. And so you have to ask them how they got there, or you might as well just take the longest freaking route possible to get there. Yeah. You want to get there fast, or do you want to get there on the scenic route? And I'm like, well, it only makes sense to do this. Like, I want to get there as fast as I can. I'm an athlete. I'm driven. I'm focused. And he's like, then don't try it on your own. Don't do it by yourself. You got to ask as many people as you know that are where you want to go, how they did it. And you find that path of least resistance by knowing how to do it. And so when I got into this and I realized at 200K, like, holy crap, this is a business. Like, crap. Okay. Let's do this. I remember chatting with Paul and I said, all right, so how do I get to the next level? I want to have a 200K. I was a 200K, but I wanted more people on my team to be 200Ks. And he's like, well, are you talking and asking questions to the people who have 5 200Ks on their team? I'm like, no, who are they? And literally, he texted me 5 names. He goes, reach out to these people and tell them I sent you. So guys, I did. I reached out to Mike Page. Didn't even know who he was. I reached out to Maria Dillard, which I knew, but I was scared to death to talk to that woman. Like, right? She's crazy successful. Like, it was like untouchable. And I just said, hey, I'm going where you are. how do I get there? What does your day look like? And I implemented it, guys, where I could. At the time I was still working, but I implemented. I remember Maria said, I do calls from the time my kids get home from school until they're already in bed and I should be in bed. I am on calls. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And I did it to get to where I am, and I still do it today. I have a call at 10 o'clock with somebody because they deserve the success.
I love that. Everyone's like, I'm like, see people in text going, this is awesome. I love this. This is so great. So, all right, listen, let's talk about the biggest killer that is, so you're going to have, obviously we can say, okay, implement the things and do this and do that or whatever. But I think that one of the things that I see people constantly running into, and I'm sure you see it on your team all the time too, is the self-doubt. And it is whether they're self-sabotaging, or it's the self-doubt, or it's the, I got in and went to 12K really fast or 4K really fast or whatever, and then things fell off. Maybe I'm not good at this. Like, what do you say to those people?
It's different in every situation. I think you'll agree to that too. But the biggest thing is we have to look ourselves in the mirror. I've been in a position where, gosh, I'm actually kind of grateful for quite some time we didn't have this PPA thing, right? So I didn't know, where did I stand? Who knows? I mean, I grew. Guys, my portfolio, I have 362 promoters that have joined me personally. Now, are they all active? No, but that's how many people have said yes to the opportunity in 4.5 years with me as promoters. And, our customer accounts, obviously there's tons of free customer accounts, but I'm almost at 2,000 free customer accounts. So I am out there getting the word out. And so I've had moments in my own personal business where I wasn't producing. And if you were to look at my personal growth, I was losing customers, right? Versus gaining them. So we can look at it on our own end, and we can look at it as a team. And at the end of the day, we have to look ourselves in the mirror and go, what are we doing? What am I doing to better myself in my future? Because you are the only person that can control you. We can inspire our team all day long, but we still can't control their actions or their lack of actions. We can't control that. And so when I talk to somebody, and I'll be straight honest with you guys, I'm pretty transparent all the time, but if somebody, I'll spend time with somebody and help them and give them advice and give them tasks, right? I'm a task-driven person. In order to get somewhere, you got to do something. So you want to get to the next rank or get your rank back, you got to do something, right? Whether that's sucking it up and doing a team call, even though there's only one person that jumps on. That one person wants it. They're worth it. Jump on. Be that leader to that one person that shows up. Just because 12 of others didn't, it's not that person's fault that they didn't. They still want to go. So lock arms with that person and roll and just run. And so I learned I cannot worry about what others aren't doing. I need to worry more about what we are doing and focus on people who are doing the stuff, because they are taking action towards their dreams. And we are action-driven, dreaming big type of people, right? That's what we do. If life gets in the way, it's self-development. If they're not willing to listen to a podcast, I'm not willing to give them my time. So if they can't do one action to better themselves towards that next goal of just being committed or just showing up to a live or showing up to a call, then why would it be okay for me to give them my time? And so this was something I had to grow through, guys. And so I used to give everyone my time, and I had no time to my kid. Like, there's a point where you got to be a mom again. Like, my husband was like, we need you back in this household, right? And so I'm like, okay, so I had to figure out those that truly wanted it were taking action, whether they were getting results.
Yep.
So whether you're getting results, but you're taking action, your leader is going to lock arms with you and you're going to roll. you're going to get it. And it's just a matter of time till that action pays off. And so I worked with the action takers, even if it was them just showing up to a call, even if it was them just posting on social media, they were taking action towards their goals. And so I had to really seed out and be okay with working with those that were taking action versus those that said they were taking action, but nothing was happening. And so what I call that is, some people say work with your workers and walk with your walkers and stop with your stoppers. And that's truly what I still do this day. You're going to have people who come on and they're going to be running with you. And then life happens and they're going to be walking with you. And then life really happens to them and they're going to be stopped. I am with them every step that they are, but they don't get half my day when they're stopped. They get my support when they're stopped. I'm always there. But this person who's running gets half my day.
I love that.
And so I will send, I've had people, and this goes back to how do you help your team? I've had people, like, I'm going through this. I go to YouTube University. Yep, that's what I call it, because it's like a free university. It's great. I type in 1 or 2 keywords that they just express to me they're struggling with. I find a video, 1 million of them will pop up with just searching 1 keyword. I'm like, hey, watch this. The next day they have another problem. Search that keyword. Hey, watch this. Eventually, they're going to stop telling you their problems, or they're going to be out of their problem and they're going to be running. So one way or another, you're going to solve the problem.
I love that. That is amazing. That's awesome. I love that.
So that's how I deal with all that. And, at the end of the day, if people are going to allow other people's actions that you can't control to control how they feel, they have a lot of developing to do. They truly do. And it goes back to, self-developing and knowing that you're only in control of what you do. So you'll hear it all the time. People follow your lead. Are you leading the pack in the blaze? Are you running? Or are you leading your team just a step here and there? Like, are you just stepping with them? Or are you like, I'm running and come on, keep up. Come on, keep up. Because they're going to keep up or they're going to be like done. And if you just do this little walk, guess what? You all are going to walk like that pace to 200K. It's your choice from the lead, how you lead them.
I love it. I love it. So what else would you like to share with us? We've got a little bit of time left. What do you feel like is kind of on your heart or your mind that you think would be good for us to hear?
You guys are being led by like social media queen here. Like, her content is incredible, right? And so what I want to say to that is learn from her content, learn from how she posts, how she positions herself on social media. But remember, you're not her. And so if you try to post, like if you copy and paste, your network is going to go, huh, who's that? What just happened here? Like, this is normal. People see through fake immediately. How authentic can you be? Be inspired by what you see on social media, by her, Kristen's posts or Lisa's posts or this or that. Be inspired, but let that inspiration stir content of your own. I see it too much in this industry, and we see it with thrivers because we're surrounded by thrivers. They will copy and paste, and copy and paste. I did not get where I am today by copying and pasting anybody.
That's right.
I got here because I followed their lead and I created authentic content that related to what they were saying because that was working, but it surely wasn't me. Like, if I were to post something that didn't have some dots and some messed up grammar and the word freaking on there, or people would be like, who is that? If I did a video where I had makeup on, people, y'all would watch because you'd be like, oh, what the heck? But then you'd be like, that's not her. you'd see right through it so fast that you wouldn't trust me. You wouldn't be my, what I call like my bestie in a sense of social media besties. Like, you know, people that are authentic and you're like, I love them because they're real, and you've never even met them. But you also know people who you're like, gosh, like that's so like so fake. Like, this is so ridiculous. You know those people too.
Oh yeah. And there's more fake than real. And that is what makes you guys, that is what makes us stand out, you guys. It's being real, and copy and pasting things is not what's real. It's not being authentic to you. You know, I mean, I don't recommend dropping a bunch of F-bombs and stuff in your post, but be yourself, you know.
I say freaking. Like, I don't say that. Like, people are like, I know what you're thinking. I said, but if you even saw me in person, I still say that was freaking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Talk right like you talk. Yes. You know, I mean, that is the biggest thing. It's if you use the word like, put it in your post. Like, be authentically who you are, where if they hear you writing something, they read something that you're writing, they also hear you saying it at the same time. So if you can learn to become a professional you, like the best version of you, that is your brand. And that is why people want to follow you, because they become your social media bestie. They're like, oh my God, I love that girl. Like, I trust her. Everything she does, like, she's real. She's not trying to pull the wool over my eyes. You know, like, I just see so many things, and everyone's just trying to be somebody else because they don't trust how great you don't trust how great you are. And if you just let your great freak flag fly, like, you will be blown away as to what you draw it and bring into you. Because there's a lot of people out there who are looking for you. And
that's the thing. Like, I wasn't drawn to chastity. I was drawn to the story, right?
Yes. Yep.
And so the stories sell too. Stories sell. However you want to put them out there. I will tell you, there's so many weight loss things out there that I get more results from being authentic about who I was in my story to who I am now, or who my friend was to who they are now. If I post a before and after picture, I get a lot of likes and stuff, which it gets attention. But it doesn't hit the core of that person who's looking at it. Like, the core hit me when that mom in that story said, this gave me my energy and my patience back, so my kids got the mom they deserved. That hit me here.
Yep.
Speaking, like, I needed to lose weight. I still had baby weight to lose. If I would have saw a before and after picture, I'd be like, yeah, that's another one of those things. But the story that hit me here is what got me to say yes. So when you're posting, are you hitting people in the core? Are you hitting them there? Or are you just doing, Fred's ready? See that?
Yeah.
That didn't hit me in the core at all. I'll be like, you crazy? I ain't joining you because I ain't doing social media.
You'd be like, that's your caffeine freak patch right there. That's what people, right? Telling the story and knowing who you're talking to is huge. I ask myself that sometimes when I'm making a post, who am I talking to right now? You know, versus like, don't just make a post to make a post. Like, who are you talking to? Who are you trying to help today? And if you're always looking to solve a problem and you're looking to help people, I mean, you guys, yes, these products help people lose weight, but like Natasha said, everybody and their mother is selling something for weight loss. But how many people are actually selling something that is giving people their life back, giving people themselves back? And that's my thing, right? Is that Thrive gave me back. And that's what some people can't even fathom the thought of losing weight. They're just like, I'm just trying not to kill my kids today, or I'm just trying to wake up and not feel depressed today. And that is the beautiful thing that we have our hands on here. And the other stuff comes with that, but
it does. I mean, I think I've shared my story 5 million times in 4 years, right? I've shared my story, and I bet only maybe 50 times have I ever talked about the weight loss that I've had. Because it doesn't even come close to being even at the midpoint of what I've had happen, right? That's like down here on, if I had 10 things that happened, it's like number 8.
Yeah.
Number 1 was just getting my patience back to be the mom from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. Like, having that patience to have like normal day, that made their life even better. It made my life better. That's my number 1, is that patience. And so, I mean, you just got to be relatable and don't compare yourself to people because you aren't living their life and they ain't living your life. And, you know, what you think is this awesome life someone's living, chances are they got big struggles that they're not being upfront with, right? And so just know that you got to stay here, blinders on. You have a family that you deserve to have the success that you have written down on your goal sheet, on your vision boards. If you don't have vision boards, I'm telling you what, and I'll tell you this is huge. Okay, so let me grab it. Hold on. I had to pull it off my vision board because it was, so this here just got pinned onto my.
Yes, please tell.
So if y'all think vision boards are silly, so do I. But in 4.5 years, pretty much every damn thing on my vision boards have come true. So 4 weeks ago, I printed this guy off. I tacked it right onto my vision board, and I just put a little tack in there because my goal was in 2019 or 2020 is to speak on the same freaking stage at the same event as this woman. Everybody know who that woman is?
I know who it is.
Guys, I put it on my vision board. In my vision board, here's my desk. I see it all day long, right over there. And literally 10 days after I posted that up there, I got an email inviting me to speak on the same freaking stage at the same event as that woman.
Miss Rachel Hollis.
It's crazy, you all.
I saw her post and I messaged her and I was like, tell me everything. Tell me. Because that's like such a dream of mine too. I'm like, right? So reaching out to somebody who's doing the thing that you want to do. I'm like, guess who's going to be stalking you for the next year? Well, welcome to your life with me now. But amazing.
I didn't seek it out because I'm telling you and I thought Paul was cray. The first time he's like, close your eyes. You guys have all heard this. Close your eyes. You're sitting on the porch on your rocking chair. You feel that breeze and you see you've been in that. He's done that to everybody by now. I'm like, closing my eyes. I'm like, this man is cuckoo. What am I doing in this company? And then I did my first vision board. And within 6 months, those little things got all checked off because I was seeing them every single day. And then I made my kids involved in it. And then every time I would be on an airplane or traveling or going here or they went with me everywhere their first 3 years of life. I mean, they were in airplanes on the road with me. They were thrivers with me. And so every time we would go somewhere and they're like, hey, why are we going? Why do we got to do this? I said, you remember that thing you put on that board? Mommy's working hard to get that for you. Okay. Now they know. Like when I went to the training today, they're like, oh yeah, you're going to work so we can get this. Like they just know hard work gets us this. Hard work gets us that. And so guys, it's worked. I've had 4 vision boards. Literally, I just did another one not too long ago and I have half of that done. And it's not all monetary things. It's not things that I've purchased. It's things that I want to happen. This was not about the money. It was about the fact to be on the same stage as this woman. And so I posted it there. I thought about it every day. And I'm like, how am I going to make this happen? I never took action, you all. I did not take action to make it happen as far as like reaching out like, hey, how can I get on your stage? Like I didn't do that. But I thought about it and I worked every day towards my goals, knowing the more successful I got, the more authentic I got on social media, the sooner I would be on the stage.
Yeah. You guys, this is so important because we are surrounded by things that people that tell us and things that tell us and messages that tell us that you can't. We're surrounded by people who are going to tell us that what we're doing is stupid and what we're doing is this. You're going to be surrounded by more things that are against your success than are for it. So you have to put things in place, people, being surrounded and getting into, these Zooms that we're doing and surrounding yourself with people, but surrounding yourself with positivity. I know Natasha, you look behind her, she's got all of her quotes. I know she says she's got quotes everywhere. That's me too.
You guys want to see? Like, literally. Yes. This is just, it's a hot mess, but so up there, you see those?
Oh yeah, those are pretty.
Yeah. Over here is my magazine, and then my whole thing here, there's the nice little millionaire. Where did it go? Right there.
Love it.
And then as you go down, it's still there. I got quotes here. I got a vision board up there. All those things have been done. I need to do more of those. I got this vision. This is just words that need to go up. I got that over there. More words, more vision boards.
Yep. It's just truth. It's her story, you guys. I mean, Natasha doesn't have these things. She didn't start off as a millionaire, right? So she didn't start off as a 200K. She just started off running and moving and surrounding herself with positivity and surrounding herself with that truth. And she's not, we have to just remember that it's so easy to look at somebody else's, we can look at her place where she is now and think, we'll never get there. How do I get there? She started off in the same place every single one of us did, you guys. Okay. And so what I was saying is having those quotes and that positivity and that truth and that vision board in front of your face all the time. It's those are your reminders, and that's where your tunnel vision comes in, of looking at the truth and looking at what you're working towards versus the things that surround you that tell you can't, or the comparison or the fear. I'm more afraid to not get what's on that vision board, and I'm more afraid to let fear stop me from getting that, and so it's so
I'm a big since the very beginning, I've always had my boys as my, if you open your phone or you just it's always there. Because my biggest thing is if you have kids, this will hit you. Those 4 eyeballs stare at you all day long. Those 4 ears hear everything you do. You are molding them whether you're in the same room as them or not. They're watching what you do. So my phone reminds me of why the heck I go after these goals that scare the living crap out of me. They remind me why I need to talk to that person I'm scared to death to talk to. They remind me of all those things. And if they're not here because now they're in school, this is what's on my desk. They're staring at me all day long while I sit here at my desk and I talk to people and I'm doing calls. Those eyeballs are staring at me, and I'm not going to fail those eyeballs.
Yep. I love that. And talk to yourself the way that you would want somebody to talk to your kids. Talk to yourself the same way you would want the voice that talks to your kids. You know what I mean? So the doubt and the fear, and you guys, I'm the first one to admit that I struggle with more self-doubt than you guys will probably ever realize. I have to talk myself into and out of things all the time. I struggle with anxieties and depression, and I've actually been struggling the last few days even, and there was everything in me. I could have been like, oh well, we'll just have Natasha talk another time because I'm feeling this way or I'm feeling that. But no, what I want, it trumps how I feel. I will fight every single day for what I'm working towards for my family, for what I want my daughter to see, for the life I want her to have, for the voice I want her to hear in her head. So I fight my own self, my own stuff to get there. And that is what we have to do every single day, you guys. We have to fight for these things. And it doesn't just come easy. I'm sure that if we had another 2 hours to talk to Natasha, she would also tell you about the things that have gotten in her head. Will tell you the things that
she had one. Girl, yeah. When they announced me to be a speaker at the top summit, it's supposed to be like the best moment of right now, like the best moment of my life, right? I'm like, so Sunday night they announced it, and I thought, oh my gosh, like I'm so excited for them to announce it. They announced it, and guys, I froze. I became so numb. I didn't work my business for 2 days. I didn't even post about it. Like I physically couldn't do a damn thing. I was so like nervous. Am I worthy? Oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is so cool. What is this person gonna think? What is this person gonna think? Oh my gosh, like, what if they find out? What if this, like, I had so much crap going on in my head that it literally paralyzed me. And then I got back into my devotion because, you know, when you're paralyzed, you just don't do any of the things that you know will help you get out of there, right?
Oh, yeah. We make it way worse.
We don't do the things we know will get us right back into the mindset we need to be in. And so finally I woke up on Tuesday. I got my devotion. I listened to it. I read it. And I'm like, bam, I was back. So guys, know what brings you back and don't wait. Like, you just got to do it. You just have to do what's going to bring your mindset back, or who you need to talk to get that mindset back, because we all get paralyzed and numb and just like, I physically couldn't even talk. Like, everyone's like, congrats. My messenger blew up and I was like, and I was like being rude. You know, it was rude. I wasn't responding, but I didn't feel worthy, and then I felt worthy, and then I didn't, and then you know, there's so much going on. We are human. We are not superhuman. We are just human. So life happens, and you just got to get your ass back up and do it.
I love it. This has been so good. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. I think everybody is like, let's get to work. This is amazing. So I am so excited. I'm going to try to get to the summit if I can. Are you kidding me? And you'll be the person that I come to when I freeze and get paralyzed, when they tell me that I'm speaking on stage with Rachel Hollis. So, you know, I'll just let you know when that happens. But you know.
Okay, I have a couple more minutes. You guys got to hear this. So this is Rachel's story. So literally at the beginning of 2018, she was charging $10,000 for a speaking gig. Okay. $10,000. That's a lot of money. Not really. She was traveling away from her kids, you know, all that stuff. That's not a lot for what you have to do to speak. And so it was October, just October. Guys, we're in February, right? In October, she met Brendan Burchard. And if you don't know him, a wealth of knowledge, free online. The guy's incredible. He's been one of my mentors since 2008. So they met, and he said, you are worth more than $10,000. Your content is worth more. Your energy on that stage, the impact you're making is worth more than $10,000. From today forth, you better be charging people $40,000. She did not feel she was worth $40,000 to speak on a stage. He hired her for $40,000 on the spot, said, I just hired you for your first $40,000. Sometimes we don't feel we are worthy until somebody makes us, that worthiness happens, right? That person makes it reality that we are worth it. As she's speaking on stage, and I happened to be there present in the event, it was awesome. As she's speaking on that stage, she walks off the stage, goes behind, and was back there. Brendan comes out on stage and says, you all, and you shared that story of how she started at $10,000. He hired her for her first $40,000 gig. When she went off stage and checked her email, she had a contract in her email for $100,000. When literally she didn't feel worthy of going higher than 10,000.
Amazing.
That is where your guys' mind has to go. That where you are is just the journey to where you are worthy of being at. And surrounding yourself with the people that will get you there. She started surrounding herself with people who were charging $100,000. And guess what? The contract came for $100,000.
I love it. Excuse me while I just cry over here for like a hot second.
I'll type in his name real quick.
Please do. You guys, amazing. Thank you so much, Natasha.
You're welcome. It's pretty cool to see. I mean, just ask people, like, what's your story, guys? When you guys go to conference, I hope each and every single one of the 29 that are on here are going to conference. If you're going to conference, just don't go there and then go back to your room or go drinking. Like, that's the worst thing you can do is go get blitzed. But go talk to people. And it doesn't matter if it's someone new or someone that you're like, oh my gosh, there's no way I can go talk to them. The question you ask is, what's your story? You will learn so much from someone's journey that will leave you with so many answers to maybe your journey or the journey of the next person that's going to join you. I am asking people all the time, what's your story? How'd you get started? How was things? Because that gives me so much clarity on my journey, maybe where I have a hurdle or where someone else has a hurdle.
Yeah, I love it. I can't wait to you're going to Punta Cana, right?
I am. I leave on the 27th. I don't know these things. My calendar tells me.
Well, I'll be there on the 26th, and I'll be stalking you down to give you a big hug.
Yeah, we get there. I think we'll probably get there by 3, to the actual. It's a little bit of a drive from the airport.
I'm excited. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for being on tonight, you guys. And thank you, Natasha, and any of your teammates that came on tonight. This was amazing. I don't even know how to close it out because I just need to go cry for a minute. So love you, girl. And thank you. And you guys have a good night. Bye, guys.
Good night.